Welcome back. So it is phase 2 of the big Lok Sabha battle of 2024. Which side has the edge? You have multiple significant states voting today. We are right now reporting from outside a polling station in Uttar Pradesh, but I'm told there is a lot of action already in South Karnataka that is voting. Also in Kerala, the entire state, remember, is voting. Key constituencies are voting, including Shashi Tharoor's Thiruvananthapuram, where he's pitted against Rajeev Chandrasekhar. That is one seat that the BJP is eyeing, along with Thrissur, where you also have S. Gopi there being fielded. I'm told we can quickly cut across to Vijay Lakshmi, and she's just outside a polling station where Shashi Tharoor has also just arrived. Vijay Lakshmi?
Yes, certainly Shashi Tharoor is right now at his polling booth. He has arrived here to vote, and in fact, as I was telling, this is a very strong neck-to-neck fight between the Congress and the BJP. Especially, it is going to be a very very high-profile contest, especially in the Thiruvananthapuram constituency. You can see Shashi Tharoor versus Rajeev Chandrasekhar versus a very popular leader from the left, CPI, Pannian Ravindran. So definitely a three-way contest here, and Shashi Tharoor, I'll ask my camera person to he is interacting with the voters and people here. He's going to vote inside the polling booth. He'll be voting anytime, and we know how Congress has been, here facing a bit of anti-incumbency for the 3-time sitting MP here. He has been, even though trying to talk to voters and, during his campaigning, he's trying to gather most of the coastal area votes and focusing on the minority community votes, and definitely that is what the major focus as far as Congress is concerned, and they are trying to garner as much votes as possible. But again, we know how the BJP has been trying to tackle that by putting in the pole of development and politics of development, that the BJP is trying to put it in especially in the state constituency of Thiruvananthapuram, that the BJP, Rajiv has specifically come outside and said that, there is a lot of, when he went, the BJP is campaigning, they are coming out and said that there is a lot of anti-incumbency for the 3-time sitting MP, that there is lack of development, and there is no focus on the fishermen, the coastal areas, and in general lack of development. That's what has both the parties have been accusing each other of. And as far as Congress is concerned, they are saying that BJP is definitely trying to put in a new face. Rajiv Chandrasekhar is not familiar amongst the people, and he's new to the constituency. So that is the accusation that the Congress is putting out. But we know that both the parties have been strongly contesting against each other. And in fact, Shashi Tharoor himself has admitted multiple times that BJP is definitely having a very strong campaign as far as Thiruvananthapuram is concerned, and it is very shocking for the state of Kerala, because BJP has not a history of a Lok Sabha MP from the state of Kerala since many years. That is definitely something the BJP is trying to crack the code here and trying to get inside this time as well.
Okay, Jay Lakshmi, I think you've given us an interesting lowdown of how the battle in Kerala is really poised. The battle between the UDF and the LDF, but that is exactly where the BJP is wanting to pick a space for itself. At least 6 seats is what they are eyeing, and 3, like you just mentioned, including the seat from where you are reporting for us. Do stay with us, and we'll come back to you as soon as we also have a soundbite from Shashi Tharoor. At this point, we can also quickly switch gears from Kerala. We'll move in again to Karnataka. South Bengaluru again, the Bengaluru rural seat, also important seat from where Somit is reporting. This, remember, is the only seat, Somit, that the Congress won the last time around in 2019. This is DK Suresh, the brother of DK Shiv Kumar, and we've seen DK as the Deputy Chief Minister vastly campaigning for him. There was also that entire buzz of the fact that in case the Congress is able to do better this time around, we could see DK as getting the forefront. There has been the fight for the Chief Minister ki kursi. So a lot hinges on how the Congress really performs, Samit, this time in Karnataka.
Well, lots of politics behind this seat, and we are reporting right now from the Bangalore rural parliament constituency, and we can clearly see here public have lined up here at the polling station, and they are exercising their franchise. And at the same time, when we speak about the importance of this seat, last time the Grand Old Party has won the seat, and even this time Deputy Chief Minister has openly on record has stated that people should support his brother DK Suresh, and only to ensure DK Shivakumar becoming Chief Minister. And on the other hand, even we know about Tejasvi Surya, when he has stated that all together 28 seats will be won by the BJP. So basically, lots of politics around this seat, and they are eyeing around 3 to 4 seats, and even BJP is confident around on 10 to 11 seats. So basically, on 14 seats, the Karnataka is polling, and even a few youngsters are also lined up here. Let's ask them on what issues are you voting for. So basically, one side, Congress party is making so much, claims, and also so many schemes have been announced, and one side the BJP is announcing. So basically, what are the prime issues, and also what are the main problems basically Bangalore rural people are facing here?
Here there is no water, there is no power supply properly, and there is no security, there is no hygienic, there is no road, water roads are there, no, it's uneven. It's not up to the Bangalore standard level. So last 2 years we are seeing day by day it's going down. Okay. Especially safety. Okay. Is we are not expecting here.
So you're voting for better roads, a drainage system, and basically for the basic amenities.
Just is coming vehicle are moving. No, they are not cleaning properly. So many dust, health issues. And peace is very important in our nation actually. So they have to give hygienic and peace and growth. So we are not seeing any growth.
So basically, basic amenities is what Bangalore rural people are wanting, and they will be voting for basic needs is what we are hearing from the voters.
Thank you to you, and thank you also to Jayalakshmi, and also in fact to all the people who are speaking to us. And do remember, you do not have a right to complain if you do not step out to vote. So make your netas accountable. Important for each one of us to step out and vote. And in case you are in any of the states that is voting today, please ensure you, your family members, your friends, everyone comes out to vote, because that is really how democracy works. On that note, I also want to say thank you, and thank you to both Jayamrug and Lokesh Jindal for their patience, because we were just trying to speak to our reporters to get a better sense, Jay, of what the voters feel, what the voters really are talking about. Because Jay, there is this larger effort by the BJP, one would say, to create an overarching picture of a lot of important national issues. But would it be fair to say that the election at the end of it has gotten very localized? It's being played from seat to seat, from constituency to constituency, Jay. Okay, I don't think Jay can hear us clearly. We'll just correct that audio line, and apologies right now. Lokesh, how would you respond to what, we've also heard from Nirmala Sitharaman earlier. She's hit out at the Congress. We've seen the Prime Minister also, and particularly in a state like Karnataka, where he's also talking of the fact that how the Congress wants to push in for quotas for Muslims, and elsewhere the inheritance tax row and a lot of other things. Do you believe that these are issues that will ultimately damage the Congress?
Good morning. We see that there's a lot of talk about development, but the nature of development is something that is not discussed. The government presently talks about GDP, but not about per capita income. Now we saw people, they are talking about more and more amenities that they deserve, because we have seen that cost of living is rising, and it is very difficult for people to even meet basic ends. When Congress government was formed in Karnataka, it started the task of repairing all the finances, providing basic amenities to the people. And even today, this increased concentration of wealth that has occurred due to the distorted policies of the government is something that is impacting the people, and that is why they are coming out and they would be voting this policy and this government out. What form of development are you talking about? When the finance minister says that wealth redistribution or equitable distribution of resources is something which is not good for the country, I wonder from where does this form of understanding come from? It is very important that there must be equitable distribution of resources so that every individual gets the opportunity. And today, I appeal to all the voters
You know, the
to come out
point,
of
the
their
point then,
homes.
Lokesh, obviously I'll ask you a quick follow-up question. I'll ask you a quick follow-up question and take 30 seconds to respond to that. How will you do that? How will you ensure there is an equitable distribution of wealth? Rahul Gandhi has been speaking of a quote-unquote X-ray. The Prime Minister said, आपके घर में X-ray किया जाएगा, कहाँ पर क्या रखा है उसका X-ray किया जाएगा. So can you really blame the BJP for, picking up that entire issue when you have not been able to nuance it properly? Lokesh.
See, what has happened is when we promote MSME sectors, we see that there is more inclusive growth. Today, we see the bazaars of whether it is bazaars of Delhi, bazaars of the traditional bazaars, they are in ruins because the government's policies has been more and more corporatization of the economy. And all the self-employed individuals, whether they were those engaged in handicrafts or those engaged in self-employed, they have been marginalized because the interest rate policies, the taxation policies, the policies with respect to giving them all forms of subsidies, they have been withdrawn. And they are now victims to large corporate entities.
Okay, so Lokesh, you essentially maintain that the Congress manifesto is able to solve all these issues, and that's the reason why you believe that that could be a game changer. Let me quickly get in Jay here, and I really hope that he can hear us this time around. Jay, the question that I wanted to ask you, what a lot of people also are talking about, that is this really about, national overarching issues, a common theme that you see running across all the 543 Lok Sabha seats? Or would it be fair to say, Jay, that this essentially has become very localized? It's being fought from seat to seat, from constituency to constituency now.
Well, I think both the elements are there. There is definitely a national issue. Who do you want to be the Prime Minister? What sort of an ideology you want to see up there in the North Block? I think that is an issue. While the issue appearing on the face of it waveless, they are saying that, many people are saying that the issue is now, the contest is now very local. Yes, local factors have played in, but the overarching narrative is about whom they want to see in Delhi, especially after the Indian National Congress came up with this whole business of, going back to 80s or 70s form of socialism and redistribution of wealth. I think suddenly there is a focus on, what do we want to see our country as in the next 10 or 15 years? Believe me, before the Congress came up with these ideas, that was not the focus. It was not, maybe there were some local issues dominating. But now that the INC has come up with this narrative, clearly there's an ideological divide, a polarization, and people are talking, where do we want to see the countries now?
Okay, I think that's an interesting take, and a lot will hinge on how you will see the voters responding to all the issues that, remember, have been picked up particularly by the BJP in the run-up to the Congress manifesto, the Muslim appeasement charge, the inheritance tax row, and a lot more. I just request all our guests and reporters to stay with us. Let's quickly also put our focus on Bengal, and I'm told there is a quick breaking update also coming in as the state is. Remember, it's a hotly contested battle between the TMC and the BJP in particular. We are learning that the Bengal BJP president and the Balurghat candidate, Shukanta Majumdar, earlier has been surrounded by TMC workers at a polling station. We'll get you insight into that in just a bit. And do remember again, Bengal is one of the states where you have seen the BJP winning 18 Lok Sabha seats the last time around. The real question is whether the BJP can stick to that tally, whether they can maintain that tally. It's also a question of survival for Mamata Banerjee. Her TMC, remember, is dealing with a lot of factionalism. There are charges of corruption. There is a lot of infighting. And the overall picture, that has also hit out at Mamata Banerjee again and again, where you've seen the Prime Minister also in much of his campaign speeches. Also Amit Shah there making CA a huge talking point and saying that, to keep infiltrators out, you need to ensure that you have the BJP and you reward the BJP with a good number of MPs. That is what he said. 42 Lok Sabha seats is what the Bengal tally is. 18 is what they got the last time around. And we'll also figure out if we can have in more details and images coming in from Bengal. And like I said, When you talk of the state of West Bengal, you've seen both Amit Shah, the Prime Minister, there campaigning, particularly in areas where the BJP has done well. This is also a place where the Congress, many say, is also fighting for its own relevance along with the left right now. So how would the battle really shape up? I'll see if we can also get in our reporters back on this. The seats we are actually focusing on is Balur Ghat, there is also Raiganj, and there is also Darjeeling. All these seats are won by the BJP the last time around. 18 was their tally. You have seen the BJP literally putting their best foot forward when it comes to Bengal. The state also has a history of political violence, something that has been repeated again and again by the BJP, saying that Mamata Banerjee has blood on her hands. That is what they said. You've seen the entire discourse around Ram Navami when Mamata Banerjee tried to provoke, saying that the BJP could lead to riots in the state. So you've seen a lot of back and forth when it comes to those charges, those counter charges also right now. And I'm just waiting to see if we can quickly get in our reporters reporting from West Bengal for us. In the meantime, if possible, okay, I think we do have Sukanta's reaction also coming in, I'm told. So let's quickly listen into what has happened.
मैं कोटा बूंदी संसदीय क्षेत्र की सभी जनता से अपील करना चाहता हूं कि एक मजबूत नेतृत्व और निर्णायक सरकार जिसने इस देश को आगे बढ़ाया है और हमारे सामर्थ्य को बढ़ाया है, दुनिया में भारत की ताकत को बढ़ाया है, ऐसे हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को मतदान करने निकले और मुझे कोटा बूंदी संसदीय क्षेत्र के रूप में एक बेटे एक भाई के रूप में आशीर्वाद दें, अधिकतम मतदान करें, ये मैं मतदाताओं से अपील करता हूं। मंदिर के दर्शन किए, मंदिर के दर्शन किए, भगवान के आशीर्वाद प्राप्त किया, अब जनता के आशीर्वाद के लिए निकला हूं। यह किसका है?
Okay, we also dipped in quickly to get your flavor of what's been happening in Rajasthan. Do remember, you've seen a significant number of seats voting the last time around. And today is when the rest of Rajasthan is voting. You have important names, important constituencies that are polling today. This includes Om Birla. He's, remember, being fielded from Kota. You also have the Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, who's fighting for the third time around. And all, it's an important battle because the NDA has a lot at stake when it comes to all these states. But the INDA alliance is also pinning a lot of its hope, particularly in Karnataka, the rural Karnataka belt, the South Karnataka belt that we spoke about, and the entire Kerala. Before we get in more reporters joining us, let me also quickly take in a word with all our guests who continue to stay with us. JVC, Jayamrug, and also Lokesh Jindal. But before that, I'm told Shukanta's reaction has also just come in now. Just heard that brief reaction. Okay, just that entire chaos also that's happened in Bengal. But let's again quickly see if we can go back to our guests. And I'll also tell you from where we are reporting right now. This is outside a polling booth in the Gautam Budh Nagar constituency in Uttar Pradesh. You have a significant chunk of Uttar Pradesh that is voting. And this time around, because you have the BJP and the RLD getting in together, could that change the dynamics vis-a-vis an SP and a Congress coming together is also something that we'll discuss through the latter part of the entire show right now. But let's quickly get back our guests, and we'll take one question with all of them here. JVC, okay, I just want to see if I can actually get in JVC here. JVC, when you look at the entire picture, there has been a lot of concern about the turnout the last time around. The turnout, dropping to a 5 to 6%. How do you read into this? Because that clearly does not give us any trend. But would you be watching out how the turnout comes out today on day 2 of the polling here?
Certainly, yes. But I think, there is no correlation. There is no scientific evidence to say that the turnout, low turnout or a higher turnout favors a particular party or an incumbent or the opposition. So we all know pretty well that this election is happening at the peak of the summer. As a result of which there is going to be a little bit of disenchantment as far as the voters are concerned, and also the voter list, because if you look at it, in multiple urban centers you have people who have votes in their urban areas, and also they have votes in their rural areas, and they go back to the rural area. So what is important is the linking of the voter ID with the Aadhaar card. Now that needs to be done mandatorily, because that is when you will be in a position to ensure that one person has got only one vote, in the sense one voter ID. Because I know for a fact that there are a lot of people who live in Hyderabad also have votes in rural Andhra. So they make a point whether I want to vote in Andhra or I want to make a vote in Hyderabad. So this is one point. Number two, as far as today's elections are concerned, I think the toughest phase for NDA was the phase 1. And from phase 2 onwards, you will see the gear going up. And most importantly, I think Jay Murg had pointed a very, very pertinent thing. This election was going as a waveless election. Probably Modi was at an advantage, but still there was voter fatigue. And all in all, in the last 1 week, with this whole idea of redistribution, wealth redistribution, I think Congress has committed an arakri, as a result of which an election which could have been fought very well is now going to be one-sided. Because when I'm speaking with people in the last few days, particularly when I'm speaking to people in the southern part of India, there is a growing feeling that it is inevitable that Modi ji is going to come back with a bigger majority, as a result of which candidate does not matter. Let us vote for the BJP so that we have an incumbent MP who is for the ruling party. So that is a trend which is shaping up. This was the same thing which happened in 2019. From the time the second phase happened, things started going in a different manner. I see the same trend happening in this 2024 elections too.
All right. I think JVC has an interesting insight into how the entire election possibly could be moving. By the end of the day only, we'll have a little bit more clarity on, what really has been the voter turnout. Here we see a steady flow of, voters who started to come in. Yes, the sun is pretty harsh, but do remember, every vote counts. And this is, again, a quick reminder to all of you, in case you're in a state that's voting, do step out and vote. JVC, I request you to please stay with us as we'll quickly head into a break. On the other side, we'll also put our focus on all the important state of Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. Don't go anywhere.